All right, hello everyone. Um, I'm a little bit later today than I thought I would be. Mom was saying that she called and said she needed my help, but she never ended up coming. So I was waiting for that. But so I figured I'd start streaming. But just so you know, if she ends up contacting me and still needs my help, well, I'm gonna have to stop the stream at that point. But for now, let's continue the story, shall we? Okay. On to grand adventure! It brings me joy to see you safely return to us, Azeroth. What news from Zelfino? Zelfatol. Then we are not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remain behind, Mistress Sholda has been tending to Mistress Sally in your absence. I am pleased to report she has regained consciousness. I imagine you may have questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother.
Alize, how are
Yep.
you feeling?
Oh, crud. Off. On.
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. They told me you had departed for Zelfatol while I was still abed. I slept much better knowing that. Thank you.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alize. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alize and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes.
Why are there so many crystals in this world?
If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Are they growing or...
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor-bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Yeah. I've dealt with all of them.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings,
He's
I
the
should be
traitor!
surprised if he could
I'm
not tell us
calling it.
something of value.
He was the person that was with the Warriors of Darkness.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alize, you...
So did they
You are
choose to
more than
wear
welcome.
earrings
After all,
on
it was you who
opposite
set us
sides?
upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
She's just gonna redesign all their clothes, isn't she? Oh, I should probably get my experience from them. Oh, crud! By 12, it seems a lifetime ago. I should like to think we have both grown since then. Udet. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Yeah, she's not going to be freezing at all in this ice zone wearing that outfit. Not at all. Right, then shall we be off? Hataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12, she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes, like every other parent of twins, in like pop culture or whatever. Do you remember the time when at the stadium when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered, "Sister, please, she was not my..." Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? So be it. Another time, perhaps. It is an honor, Semroth. I realize we are barely acquainted, but having heard so much about you, it hardly feels that way. I've been meaning to ask you about the carriage to the fight. Comments aside, I must say that you seem different more resolute than we last met. You have the look of a woman who is ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. The extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I am here today because I would regret it if I weren't. That is all. Fair enough. Let us depart for the Waking Sands, and see if Oranger can be of assistance. Oh, okay. Seems easier. A Loch Ness Monster. Yes, Chocobo ran out of Chocobo greens. Time to go see the trader. Oh. Ranger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. By Master Alvin, would the scholar have the scholar have seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming? What brightened thee to thine here this day? I freaking hate the way this guy talks. I mean, it's not so bad during cutscenes, but when I have to read it out, it's like, The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. I too have heard tales of recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, the seventh but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled favor. I bet he's from the same world the Warriors of Darkness are from. I think. Oh, no way, it can't be because his friend was his childhood friend. Unless they came over here when they were children. We have two objectives at this time. To identify and remove the source of the beast tribes, crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning ritual from reaching completion. You realize you're just telling the enemy that what your plan is. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we are fortunate enough to learn of the Zal's plans before they came to fruition, it should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Asians did not have similar designs elsewhere, of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day crud! Excellent neglected. Algrimel Seren, and there are whispers, says the Lords of Crags neareth his return. Mere rumors, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Aye, we must ascertain the truth in the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Oxnard. Thank you for your counsel. Uringer, pray inform us if you learn aught else. I shall. Yeah, you're suspicious of him, aren't you? If I may bother, Uringer, is there anything else you would like to say? Jealousy? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add? Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Otter had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I am sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell with promising tone, the Gurdian oracles. Mayhap you could start there. She's suspicious. I mean, not she is suspicious, she's suspecting him. By that leave. The lady. Cap Overlook, is it? Very well. No, before I finish it. Could have thought this through. La Nocia. You know, when I first started playing this game, I was really hesitant to use the teleports. I was like, I'm going to run out of money real quick. But then it got to this point, and it's like nothing. At the beginning of the game, 300 coins for a teleport is like so expensive, but now it's like pennies. Not even pennies. Seven L's. At this rate, I'll have to appear. 7 L's. At this rate, I'll have to appear to the Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever is it. Whatever it is, we don't want any. Well, fancy that. Just when my Kaboid problems looked like they're coming to a head, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn turn up to itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing. What it is. Right then, let's get to it. Hold on 1 second. Not there. It's getting kind of warm. Likely? No, So our friend neighbors in Udgamaro have got much more aggressive of late, just as you've said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be darned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand to us and search for the camp for the little bugger, will you? Oh shoot, he's right here. Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when we first arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? A Kaboid in the camp, you say? That would appear to corroborate Eringer's information, but to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think of this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning, and that means finding and questioning this Kaboid. Oh, I have to look for it? What the? One of the scouts said it looked quite small for a Kaboid. Could he be hiding somewhere like this? Really gonna make me look. Now can't. Where the frig is this thing? Aha! Void. This thing. It's so tiny. You know, take candle. Sorry. Help myself. Stay back! Away! Far! Back! I'm not a... God, that's no use. Pointless! Hopeless! No use! Voice is a little killer on my throat. Please, don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, just talk. I legit kind of thought that he was part of the thing. I thought he was gonna run over like a point for a second. Stupid plan. Stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will. Ah, he found me again. What do you want? What do you? I come in peace, only to talk. Speak, say, talk. So please, do not hurt me. Alright, water. So this is our wily Kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were so on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah! We found him! Fine work, scions! So, little one, you thought you could sneak in a camp, did ya? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? No! I came to talk, to ask for help! But then when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let's all take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pigman Gooba of the 620th Order. At least, I will be Pigman, one day. Well met, Gooba. I am Alphanon, and this is my sister, Alessi. Zemroth, the man who found you, is our friend. And now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, the Commander Blowden here thinks you wanted to take his crystals. Gooba, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not to your own people? What happened, Gooba? Can you tell us? No one's going to hurt you, all right? Not while we're here, I promise. He's looking up your skirt. Don't be tricked by him. The patriarch. The patriarch's going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him. Fight him. Stop him. Gooba's parents said that they didn't want it, along with many others, but the patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said that if he didn't if they didn't have the iron in their heads, they would serve as a choke for the furnace. Then yes, the guard took my parents and the others away. I haven't seen any of them since. Choke for the furnace. Or coke for the furnace. I do not want to believe, but I heard tales of ffxiv fashioned from the bones of beast worshippers used and hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. That's a little dark. What the frig? So you're basically saying they take other people and they kill them and then they grind their bones to make their old gods bread. That seems a little, how you say, dark. By the 12, that is sickening. No one listens to Guba, no matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishment and overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Guba loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please, help Guba stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise the Maelstrom Command that Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to the worst, we will require their support. For the time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Gaboid stronghold, secure their crystals, and free their prisoners. Well, if you forgive me, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. Right. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbances had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy that they would even contemplate sacrifice their own flesh and blood brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Guba knows to formulate a plan without further delay. Not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of doing Guba's voice. I heard their great father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them. And if we gather enough, he will return. That is what the Patriarch told everyone, to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe Great Father won't come. Very good, Guba. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? No, I know. 7 spots, each defended by different order. Guba wants to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together, we can take them away hide them. Come, Guba will lead you to the first cache. I'm surprised he knows what the word cache is. Quickly! I should bet someone's going to attack us now. Do you have them all? Good. Lead on, Guba. This way! Oh wow, nothing attacked us. What happened to this thing? See, his sleeper he attacked before I got here. Whoa! Platform. I can't land on it. So there's 7 of these. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me? Brother? Aye, it's just that... Not being guarded? I'm quite certain the crate once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine Kobolds traveling to Korthius to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Valbrand by another party, most likely pawns of the Assassins, as Threnkin speculated. Manfred.
Don't understand. Who are the Assassins? Do they worship the Great Father Titan too?
Never you mind about that. As Aseli said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Kuba?
Yes, of course. Kuba knows the way. The next one is the last and very large, very big, very huge, very large.
I thought you said there were 7 of them. He said, there's 7. There's only 3. What the frick? When you cast about for a time, you see no sign of the crystals. I found it. What about you, Zemroth? Any luck?
Nothing. But this cannot be. Kuba saw them. Spotted, saw.
Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes? The question is where to and why. Within Ogomoro, where they summoned Titan once before, and mean to do so again. It's the only explanation.
What? The others! We have to help them!
And we will, Kuba. We will. Stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other crates empty, and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There's no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals, that I might deliver them to the Commander Belodian's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. Watch someone from General Belodian's side or whatever be the traitor. The crystal Zemroth, if you would be so kind. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Belodian of the situation. Pray you go on ahead. As I recall, there is an aetheryte within Gahamaro mines that should deliver you to the navel. Duba doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. Shall rejoin you anon. Strange. I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of the action. But if this is what you would prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way.
This way!
Oh, wait, what? I have to kill these things that... Oh yeah, I remember. I hated this thing. It's freaking, like a maze. Oh, no. This way? I did it! Alright. What the heck? I mean, okay, whatever. You do you. Take it this aetheryte we seek. Alright then. As soon as Alpanaut arrives, we will go. I trust you are feeling suitably heroic, Zemroth. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face there. Oh, wow. Hey, the rock screwed back since the last time we were here.
Quickly, you clods! Briskly, swiftly, quickly, if we do not suffer any further delays.
What the? Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Wait, when and how did he get there? I thought he left and was doing something else. And he's suddenly back? What happened?
Our world. Overdwellers here? But how did you...
Where are my
Where's my parents, Patriarch? Where are they?
Choke the furnace. You're a monster. How could you?
We are but servants of the Lord of the Rings. We are his, that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he may draw upon the strength of his children to defend them in the tyranny of the Overdwellers.
No, I'll say, not yet. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of the objective, you have brought suffering to your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us together to build a lasting peace.
Is to be abounded by the Overdwellers? Convenience, Oathbreakers, all of you liars, betrayers, Oathbreakers. You take, and you take, and you take, and then when you've had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is last. Until you grow hungry again.
Really need a lot of water when dealing with these guys.
When we dare to defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our god drains the land of Aether and brings naught but suffering and death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands. You'll not ruin ours. Said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please. Please.
Wait, what? They can do that? Oh, shoot. Never mind.
Wake up! 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 Wake up!
Titan is pissed! Seven L's.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Alphanod, leave him to me. Oh! He finally summoned something. We must away. Titan was easier to deal with this time than the last time, honestly. I mean, last time took a whole raid, well, 2 groups to take him out if you do the heroic one. Then this time it just took 1 carbuncle. By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Guba accompany us, given what we were likely to find. His anguish, his despair, has served to birth a primal, just as surely as would the supplication of the faithful. Worse, being born by such turbulent emotions, this incarnation of Titan seems to be capable of naught but violence. If we have one cause for optimism, is that while many crystals were present, represented but a fraction of the quantity needed for the summoning ritual, meaning Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to lead the land of Aether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave, Gamataro more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops and the cycle will continue. Zimroth, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of the Crags once more? How many times have I beaten this guy? Keep my friend. Azeroth and I will tend to Guba. When you have finished with the primal, look for us at Camp Overlook. We will be expecting you. Wait, is that what we need to do? The one that I already did? I mean, I've had to do that before. Really? Okay. I mean, it kind of seems weird going from a level 60 quest down to a level 50 quest, but whatever. 7 minutes, huh? Let's go. I'll go to a tank spec. Go dark. What, average wait time 13 minutes as a tank? Okay, okay, no to that. I guess go healer? Wait. Five minutes. So no matter what I choose, it's gonna be a while. Alright. Whatever. 7 minutes. Not much different than 5. But what do I do for 7 minutes? It's like so much time. I can't believe a tank queue is the longest one here. I guess I can kind of believe it since not many people are probably queuing for this, like, specifically. It's amazing here. And since it only needs 2 tanks, I guess it's... I'm just used to WoW, where no matter what you do, you need to wait for tanks, because no one wants to tank. Ever. place is such a waste, dude. Like, it wouldn't be so bad except some of the pathways are like blocked off. Like, if you're looking at the map, like you're like, oh, I should go this way, and then you go that way, and then, oh, look, that door won't open. See? The door won't open. I like how the ninjas run and jump. Like, I like how they have a different like jump animation and stuff. What? 13th Northern Grand Alchemist Gazi. Who the frig is this? Oh no. I should need to kill one more of those. Oh no, I guess I don't. Okay. What do I do while I wait? Is there any mining stuff to do here? No mineral deposits. Okay, what about... That'll take forever. Oh wait. Oh. Wait. What? Oh, over here. Sorry. Oh wait, no, it's a quest. Never mind, whatever. I'll just do a minor quest. Just accepting the minor quests. Hey, what? Large warm water trout. Dude, I love trout. Trout's so good. Except for rainbow trout. I love rainbow trout. My cousin won't touch fish. Man, you don't know what you're missing. There's so many quests, what the heck? Must not have done any quests in this area before. Yeah, I leveled. Boom. I hate that. You cannot fly any higher, warning. It's a rated arrowhead. Velociraptor Claw. Velociraptor Claw. Rated Arrowhead. Ah. Took a second to activate, so I thought it didn't activate. That was all just one quest. I don't bother reading the minor quests. I like reading the main quests, but minor quests, if I had to do it for everything, oh my gosh. Oh crud, I'm supposed to weaken them, not just flat out kill them. This is gonna... Follow, make it so they don't attack. These quests are too easy at my level. I want to find one of the bird things first. What the? Oh, didn't get off the mount. So what happens like with quests where you have to weaken something when you're over leveled? Like, so what happens if I leveled all my classes up beyond the normal point? And then I come back to do old quests because I want to clear everything out. What happens if I do that, then I just come back to... I can't move my mouse, there it is. And how am I supposed to freaking fight them if I... Like if I was max level, if I like took off all my armor, could I hit them without them dying? Or maybe there's an item you can use that does specified damage. What am I in combat with? Why can't I... What? How do you see me all the way over there? Oh, a young Corel. Okay. Okay, so this... sack. Okay. He's killing them. I shouldn't have been killing them. Okay, so I did have to kill these bird things. Let's read it. Dang! It's now up to 11 minutes. What the heck? Not gonna lie, I kind of don't like the fact that they make these quests mandatory. Like if no one's queuing for it, what are you gonna do? Like literally, if the game ever becomes like dead or something like that, but you could still play it for the story, no one would be able to proceed past this point. It'd just be over. It's game over. Yeah, because since it's required, you can't do it with an AI party. I mean, lucky this game isn't close to dying. The Unbreakables. I mean, would queuing as a healer have been better? Why did it freeze? Oh, there we go. Seriously, how long is this going to take? At this level of gear, it doesn't really matter to getting those things because this is low-level quests. I mean, I can get better ones. Easier. I mean, easy. Oh, shoot. Well, that was anticlimactic. Why can't I land? Ah. Up there? What the heck? Are you kidding me? It's like no one doing this quest at all? Oh, okay. Just had to complain about it enough times. All right, it's been a minute. Oh crud, I didn't see which order they hit me in. Okay, good. It's too high up. Oh crud. I'm gonna turn into a stone. Thank you. Doesn't he need his heart? Don't wake me up! Crud! Couldn't see squat. I guess no one wants to res me. You see, all you have to do is complain. Once you complain, that things happen. What the? Oh, there it is. Oh crud! I can't move. Oh! I used my assassinate ability, which makes it so you can't move right before he activated that. What does it look like? What? Those aren't daggers. Those are freaking axes. AV axes, dude. Oh, okay. So let me get this straight. Fighting Titan there was considered the hard version of that fight, but the first time we fought him there, okay. So first time we fought him, he was at full power. I mean, maybe not empowered, but he was summoned normally, and that was the normal version. Then the heroic version, the hard version, is when he was summoned weaker. I don't know, man. Ah, there he is. Did I not tell you he would return safe and sound? The deed is done then. Titan is no more? Good. There has been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he succumbs to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Yasali's power was beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, pray. So they're gonna kill a child just because... I mean, there's gotta be a way to fix that. There's not to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters, informing Commander Belodian of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Yawning. You're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters well in hand. All settled then, is it? Glad to hear it. But not half as glad as my men will be, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he has summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive to think that we'd live to tell a tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like a cause for celebration. Now, I know you have lots of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane. Is it a fish?
Who goes there?
It is I, Apple Cider Man. I don't know. Saying things.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. Nevertheless, I had to believe he had good reason. I was determined to uncover the whole truth of the calamity and, perhaps in so doing, find my own purpose in this sea of chaos. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Sharlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Eorzea.
Eorzea.
Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
It's so that I can't talk. Probably best to talk about it, brother.
We had no clear memories of our life in the hinterlands, having returned to the motherland as infants. Nevertheless, I am quite familiar with Master Matoya, as is every Sharlayan. I should like to speak with her someday. 'Twould not surprise me if Alphino's recent maturation was at least somewhat due to her sage guidance. I would never tell him this, of course, but there have been moments when I've caught myself thinking of him as an elder brother. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
That guy. Seriously, he should wash his axe every once in a while.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say! It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts, and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too-delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
What angle is he playing?
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done.
freaking traitor. Unless there's some big plan here that I'm unaware of.
What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
I'm not getting his what's it called? I'm not getting his MO here. Why does he want to destroy his entire world that's safe and sound right now in order to maybe save a world that's being destroyed? I mean, I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to save another world, but the fact that he's willing to destroy his own in the process and raises questions makes me think, is there some bigger plan here? Or is it really just as simple as that? And if so, what's the reason? What ho, Zemroth? I trust you had a good night's rest. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Yasholda via link. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the temple... Okay, that's just like poor planning. I mean, what the heck? So, the person is a traitor, blah blah blah. He sends out everything using the Ishgardian seal. Wouldn't that trace it back to him? I don't know if I were you, but I mean, even if they scraped it off like they said, it was still visible. There were still clues there. If I were freaking in their shoes, I would have just gotten some random crates, not with no symbols on it, you know? According to the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation, Sir Emmerich believes that it would only be a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we still have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look at the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Uringer another... Wait, where is Elise? She was here a moment ago, with Gabu. Let me guess, it's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If there's any consolation, I've already packed things. How is he? Brother Commander Borden, something tells me you were not here solely out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure he slept. If he did, it seems none the better for it. Just shuffles about with the same expression on his face. He's wearing a mask. You will look after him, won't you, Commander, and treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and despair, he is still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given a chance until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what became of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out darn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, nor will the Maelstrom Command. I'm so sorry, Guba. I truly am. You should never have been made to... And I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. When it hurts so much that your heart feels about to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, Alice. Thank you. Have faith, sister. Your words reached him in time. He will recover. Those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A thousand times over, there will be a reckoning. Just use the ticket. We really should put an Aether or we should really put a teleportation stone in that city now. Instead that they couldn't do it before. But because the Scions were there. But the Scions aren't there, and well, I guess the trader's there. Water is good. Remember to drink water. You have heard glad tidings from Olgahama, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and the most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa Laminsa may rest easy. I should like to think so, though we have failed to prevent the Lord of the Crags from manifesting. We did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Let's speak of another matter, one which weighed heavily on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Gurin oracles, and that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copy is used of allegory and defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint most. Hold on. 1 second, you're leaking. I'm back. So, the way the program works is if I ever move away from the camera, it'll just have my eyes focused straight forward for the avatar. Alright. So there are copies, one of the worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded. Then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Menphilia Menphilia spake unto thee. I hate how he talks. As for what becometh of these reflections, when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone, umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow to the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then if the warriors of darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, aye, the verse speaketh of the reunification of flesh and subsequent return of the life to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to the transcendent light in the matter the warriors of darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life, the essence of a soul which returneth unto the source and may be born anew, saved, such is at least their belief, I surmise. If that's true, then, gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on the subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. 'Twould seem several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of a certain Alamhegan parties. Alamhegan, strange. And you believe this to be work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. At least thou would wonder at their motive. I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Agar. The individuals who took the recent shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Alamhegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Eline Ronanil's network of spies. Surely a jest, and yet it is not so surprising. Briefed of the leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me. We must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Zermoth, Alice, you will come with me to Little Ahmingo? Yes, of course. I would like to hear what they have to say for themselves firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Alphanon, Alice, Zemroth, are you there? Listen. Good. I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the person yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you're sitting down, a man in black robes. Why do we need to be sitting down for that? It's pretty obvious that the black robe people they've been like the antagonists like this entire game. Why would we need to sit down for that? And you have them, and the crystals too? What few remained, regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. Was bound for Little Ahmingo, we are told, where it was received by the members of the local resistance group. Since Sir Emeric's men no longer have need of my services, I have mind to head that way. As do we. By happy coincidence, we learned of a shipment but a few moments ago. Ha! And here I was thinking I might have finally been one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Wait a moment, there's more, and I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of this Guardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Eorzea Rosel, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact your shoulder next, but is there someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. She's suspicious. He's like, how did he know? How does this one guy know more than our entire information network? He never, in our eyes, he never leaves this room. So what the frig? It's not suspicious at all, is it? What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Ranger's aid, and twice she's treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils. He spent as much time at the Leveille estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise this matter. Later, though, Lil Amingo awaits. Okay, wait. One thing I need to say about in here is I think that Erringer is going to end up being a good guy who just maybe was misinterpreted on how he needed to deal with his plans, because the fact that he's here and he gives important quests. If he was the bad guy and we had to defeat him, why would he be here? I mean, as far as I know in this game, it doesn't have time travel things like WoW, where you can go back and do quests in the past. And this entire area has changed. Like anyone who was here before got killed during the main storyline. These are all new people. Unless they replace someone, have someone replace him that does the exact same quests he happens to do. Which is not impossible. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me, it has been a long day. Did you have something to say? Ranger, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head, now more than ever. Listen, Zermoth, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. So, to review, we are reliably informed that members of Ala-Mihingan resistance operate here and take recipient of several large shipments of crystals. Our task is to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here would be wholly aware of the resistance movements. The challenge, of course, would be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would be sensible to divide our forces. Zermoth, why don't you question the residents of the eastern half of town? Odyssey and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Oh, God. Yeah, I think doing streams earlier is a better choice. Like, when I was doing it later, I got too tired to continue, but now that I'm doing it earlier, that was like the first yawn, I think. Let me guess, you've come to try to find, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You were not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he is lit a fire in every Alamingan's heart, he has also inspired more than a few old Guardians to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder, the Guardians won't stop until we are all under the yoke. I see. You're going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin and his lot, I bet. Seems like they're the talk of Alamingo these days. Folks wondering what he's about and what's going on for the Garlians, and what under that mask, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and they'd send a bloody legion if they knew where he was. Snorting. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh, I bet, unless I'm remembering wrongly, maybe it's that guy who was part of the Crystal Braves. You know, the one that betrayed you and cut off what's his face's arm. I don't remember us catching him. I don't think we did. Maybe we did. I just don't remember it. But I bet he's the one behind it if we didn't capture him. And the Resistant, darned if I know. It's not as if I've been used to them. If you set store by these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm too old for the mask's bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. The Griffin seems to be the leader of the newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Mask, yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them. Only that they are mostly aggressive military. They are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim that their commitment to the cause of Alamingan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of the primal. What the frig? Oh, fat cat. Though I feel confident that this group which received the crystal shipments, we lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I'm about it. Given that you and Gundobald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? You know, other than fighting Titan this whole time, I haven't done much of anything regarding battle. Much does it please me to see you again, Zemroth. I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. Ugh. The Griffin? I know of him, as do we all. He and his mask have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicion at first given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire a man for what he's accomplished, but I have not forgotten. Wellred, I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Quarren. Go now and see with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis a pity that Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind. I shall stay behind and wait for you. Why do they have to put the warning saying that our mount can fly no higher? Doesn't the wall kind of show that? Like, hearing that and the warning every time I start to approach the barrier is kind of annoying. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within. It's a trap!
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire.
I'm calling it. He's that guy, whatever his name was. I forgot already. I'm bad at remembering names, sorry. Stretch.
In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out. Building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery.
Misery?
The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us, but no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands! This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
Hey! What's good?
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Hey, what's good, guys? It's been a minute. Or an expansion.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
You know, I would have forgotten about them. It's just been so long since anything's been done about them that... I was almost thinking they weren't going to show up in this expansion. Maybe next. Alright, be right back. Alright, I'm back, fam. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it was pretty obvious that you and Zemroth would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were, and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ul'dah, and it would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. We smuggled out of the city and sheltered us, little amigo, at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them with their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exhortation that Lolrito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that the General Rahaban had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact, but have long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure. Our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gathered from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. Your gasp. To be honest, I thought that might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we would also heard a rumor that the Griffin does not want us meddling in his affairs. the Griffin mistrust the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think that the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impostor, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. 'Twould not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious, distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity, even when the participation of a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of all this. The secrecy, impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the, For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious? I can't believe it. The Resistance would never, ever entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence that what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make a reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The mask may have made such claims of late. I confess, I had assumed it to be mere bluster, but in context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not. Impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we shall find out together. If anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is assuming if you'll have us. As you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting a summoning ritual. We must need obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I hope we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, it should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. And while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the mask's plans in broad strokes. Like the man for whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphanod will pose his adventures fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for a noble cause. I'm not sure that's the best idea. You're not exactly you're kind of well known. Even if he's not one of your enemies, he should know who you are. You're not going to be able to pose as a... Yeah. God and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. When our enthusiastic assurance still reigns in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part, that we maintain the shroud. Until we have him cornered at least, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Tailbot, and have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? I have to wear dirt? Yeah. It all seems simple enough, thank you. And with that, Zimoth, let us be off. Well, you want to buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Well, you're the ones with the guild, and seeing as your friends of there, tunic and schlops for both you, tailored and treated to your taste. Now off with you, before someone sees us together. Bills maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change and see you at the spot Palmio marked on our maps. Wait. Do I have to wear these lower my stats though? And also the gloves, the boots, and the weapons. Not really fooling anyone with this. Whatever. Yawning. Well, look at us, a pair of down-at-heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. And now we play the waiting game.
My thanks, comrades.
Comrades.
You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
His clothes are way too clean for, like...
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal.
Little on the nose, don't you think, Alpinaud?
Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
Okay.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad?
That still goes around to summoning a primal, so they're... whatever.
When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes.
Heroes.
It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Emulger?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light? Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference.
This conversation has become oddly diplomatic. I thought for sure a fight was going to break out here.
You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago. On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences.
Irrevocable?
You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Try to remember a quest where I got medicine for someone. Quarry Mill, he said. Do you remember? Forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as if it matters. I have long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. So let's keep moving forward together, Zermoth. We must find and secure those crystals. There's no time for looking back. Ooh, spaghetti sounds good. Let's keep moving forward. One life for one world. If we take the Griffin's double at his word, then the crystals are now somewhere within Azeroth, are ready to be put to use by the Almajallah. We must surprise the Sali of all we have learned. I will join you both in Little Amigo after I have changed. want to check something. Where's Quarry Mill? I want to see if I can remember. Oh, right. Over these guys. I remember. Okay. Remember, there was another person here. One of his friends was injured, and by their law, they couldn't help them with medicine, and you had to go and get. I remember. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oops. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest findings. You mean to tell me that while we were all worrying ourselves sick, Zion and Palmilla were here all along? Well, Isoda will be relieved, and also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Amalaja. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon Ifrit even as we speak. We must make for Zaharak without delay. Agreed. If there's not else to discuss, let us depart at once. Wait a minute. So, freaking the Resistance was providing the crystals to the dragon people, so they could summon Ifrit. But what about the Cuboids? Those are all the way in Limsa Lominsa. Did they get the same? No, they were distrustful of people. They didn't want to have anything to do with people. Why did they send them crystals as well? Something's fishy here. Uh-oh. And so they go forth in accordance with the Griffin's plan. The players gather to assume their marks on a stage whereas wreathed in flame. Ere long the curtain shall rise, and the drama which I, the author of Gods Forgive Me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remains to save to stand at the ready and pray for the chances. Pray that the chance is seized, for never shall we know its like again. Hey, Mr. Turtle. I confess I expected a warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions, not until we brave the bowl of embers. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you would make any final preparations, pray do so now. I shall await your signal. Upon proceeding to Bowl of Emerald, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view the scenes in their entirety. Alright, so I'm going to call it for right now. We'll finish this tomorrow. It's getting kind of late. Well, it's not too late, but I like to keep these sessions at like 2 hours each for I post these on YouTube. So, and I plan to stream earlier tomorrow. I was planning to do that today, but because of reasons, that didn't end up going to plan. I got delayed. So, well, let's see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.